What is up,
It's very
everybody?
abrupt.
And welcome to the Football Boot Hour with me, James, here on the Boot Wizard channel, and also with my co host, Andrew, as always, from the Lockhart Boot blog. Now, if you are expecting us to have a guest today, because we advertised having a guest today, unfortunately, that is not happening. We were due to
Mhm.
have all football, everything on with us today, which would have been very, very cool. Unfortunately, they've got caught up on a delayed flight. They were flying from Portugal to Denmark, no, to the Netherlands. One of the
Mhm.
two, and they got a delayed flight, so they're not actually going to be able to join us this week. They will join us another time, though, but that does mean that you get me and Andrew as always.
Hey.
So we of course are going to talk about the big things this week, which is basically the Hypervenom release. But there's also been a lot of stuff released. We missed some stuff because we weren't here last week. So we've got a lot to get through from all the releases, etc. Proper Boots in the house, Clippy's collection in the house, and Chris's footy kicks as well. His football has joined us. It is an early doors, early bird array of people this week. So,
It's early doors.
Andrew, how are you getting on this week? How are things? We'll
I'm
we'll, we'll check
sleepy.
in. We haven't spoken for a while.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm sleepy. I knocked out 2 more reviews this week, so I'm pleased about that.
That's quite
But
impressive.
because of how releases are working right now, I'm going to have time off for the first part of next week.
Sorry, what now?
Yeah, I know, right? I I'm not going to review the Striker just because they
Okay,
literally
because they've
just
got the new
dropped.
one coming.
Yeah, and the new Libero they announced while I was midway through testing the Libero, so
Yeah,
I figured to hell with it, I'll go
but
ahead and put that one
that's
out.
not actually like that they kind of announced, but that's all they've done. There's really
Yeah.
nothing else about that at all. That was just like the limited edition. You know what?
Yep.
While we're talking about it, should we just
Uh-huh.
throw it up on the screen here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the new Libero, which is so this. Oh, I've unplugged myself. There we go. So this was a special limited edition they're making for a player whose name I have forgotten, a Chinese player, and these look phenomenal.
They
Like not
do.
just like the colorway, I think is incredible. It's a wonderful shade of yellow. The combination with the
Hmm.
green, but I actually think the boot itself, like those upgrades that they've made, the kind of flex grooves that are in it, the more kind of not striking element, kind of
Uh-huh.
tacky, sticky element that's
Yeah,
running down the
yeah,
side looks similar to
yeah.
what's on the Tactician. Um,
Yeah, they kind of
these look really nice.
I'm only a little bit worried because one of the things I do like about these is because there's so much of the synthetic, the lockdown's actually pretty good.
It's not bad
They're
for a
just
laceless,
harder.
yeah.
But for those, it's like deeper.
Yeah, so
Like it
on
looks like
the
there's a material on here that will kind of mitigate that, but still.
it looks like what Lotto did
Oh, the
um
Solista.
with the Celesta Gravity, where they
Uh-huh.
had that central knit piece, but then they put something onto part of it
Yeah, yeah.
in order to give it better lockdown, which actually worked when you compared it to the Predator at the time. So the Predator
Yeah.
19 Plus
Yeah.
had terrible lockdown. The Celesta still wasn't great because it was obviously laceless, but had much better lockdown
Yeah, yeah.
just because of that small adjustment. So yeah, I think it will. I think you're right. I think it will impact compared to what we have at the moment.
Uh-huh.
But it might make it more comfortable, maybe a little bit easier to get on, might be a little bit of give and take.
Yeah.
But you know, so we got sidetracked already there. What what reviews are what? So you've done. So the Libro is on the way.
Uh-huh. And
Um,
this so I finished this.
yes,
A video will go out tonight on these, and then tomorrow
nice.
the full review will go out. So,
Whoop,
yeah. No durability issues to speak of
good.
at all.
Happy to hear. Nice.
Um, Heel could be better, but it's not terrible. It's fine, but it can't be anything better than fine. But the leather's really nice. It's broken in very nicely. It's taking the shape of my foot really nicely. this is a really good remake. This is probably top of my remake of the year list so far.
Nice. If here's an interesting question. If they weren't a remake of a much loved boot from 2010, and Adidas just dropped those as a boot, like as a mainline boot right now, would they be something where you'd be like, this is a good boot for Adidas to kind of to have, or is it just a little bit kind of it's only really cool because it's a remake?
No, it's cool because of like how much leather is on this, for example. We don't have like this has more leather than I'd say any speed boot on the market,
I would
right?
imagine it's bordering on the Copa because the Copa doesn't
Yeah.
have that much.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of leather and it's soft leather and you get a really nice touch on the ball. Like no, yeah, I still think this would do well. Obviously nostalgia plays a huge part.
Mm,
That was something that I was trying to separate as I was, doing the review, putting this through its paces, but you know, yeah, really nice. I hope we get another colorway.
nice, awesome. That is good to hear. Clippy's collection. It wasn't a 2 week break, Clippy. It was a 1 week break. We
It was a
we
one
only
week
weren't
break.
here last week.
Oh, hey,
Hilario
Deej.
Trejo says Hypervenoms. Let's go. Yep, we will be getting to the Hypervenoms very soon. Sammy Phillips, a regular, has joined us as well. DJ is in the house. Welcome, sir. And Justin has popped in to say hello, hit like, and pop out again. Thank you
Mm.
for dropping in, Justin. So what did Sam Phillips here say? Just bought the Puma Ultra 5 Carbon for £130 on Puma UK. Pray for my feet. I love how cheap you can get Puma boots at the moment. I know obviously there's all kinds of
Oh
reasons why that are
man.
problems, but the prices are so cheap. You will I honestly think almost everybody will put on an Ultra Carbon and be like, this is really fun. And then after a
Mm.
certain period of time go, I need to take these off.
Yeah.
That's
Forget the
where I'm
F50
at.
remake, get the Copa Icon 2 instead. I've had the Copa Icon 2 though, and I still
Yeah,
prefer the F50. That's
Icon 2
tough.
reviews.
Maybe the Icon 2 overall is a better boot. I just like playing in the F50.
Have you seen? I've heard a few people. The Bootcast podcast spoke about it. Talk about some durability issues with the Icon
Yeah.
2. I think Noah spoke about it last week as well.
Yeah,
Is that anything
some Ting
you've
Long
had
also
reported to you?
just put something in here.
Oh, here
Will
we
the new
go.
boots have better durability? The leather is slightly thicker. Um, Man, if you're playing college ball, you want rotation. Save these for game day. Don't do them every practice, every training, because like I know college guys, especially during the season, are hard on their boots. So, and you don't get a lot of chances to let your boots rest. So, like, if you do get these, it should be game day only.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I
Oh,
meant
I
to
meant to
say
say
the
the Hypervenom.
Hypervenom. I, who knows on the Hypervenom? I haven't gotten them in my hands
Yeah.
yet. They don't
So
release
we
till
haven't
next
got them
week.
in hand. So they release on the 29th. Andrew and I are not special enough to have them already.
No.
We have to wait and get them the same as everybody else. But the information that I do have is that there has been an adjustment made to the upper, which should make a difference to the overstretching and the durability.
Mm.
And it shouldn't be such a huge issue that it messes with the boot. Now, I haven't tried the boot. This is just what I've been told by a couple of
Mm.
people is that they have to a degree fixed the overstretching kind of durability issue without going down the route of flywire cables and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously we don't have them, so that's a little bit
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
a little bit of guesswork for sure on our
Yeah.
part.
We'll see.
Excellent.
Oh,
Sorry, go on.
the other boot I did this week were the Libero. Um, this is another one of those really frustrating boots. I love the lockdown for
Mm-hmm.
a laceless boot on these. The touch
Yep.
is really nice on the ball. The heel is excellent. Really helps with the lockdown. This damn toe is so stiff.
It's so hard. Why is that toe so hard?
It's so hard to the fact that it ruins the rest of the boot. Like
Yeah,
it's not something that's just limited to this area. Because this toe is so hard, it makes this more like just I don't know,
yeah,
not fit as good as it could. So it's nice to see that they're making the change, but hopefully the toe will be softer. There's no
yeah.
reason for your toe to be this hard. It completely kills a lot of the good stuff about this boot.
Because I think if you like, I'll just put the picture back up there. I think the way that looks even looks softer, like the way that the kind of flex grooves go into the toe.
Yeah.
There's even like a little bit kind of like of like pinching of material. I think they've
Hmm.
taken away that really hard element to the top
They better have
of the
because
toe
like otherwise this will have been like the boot to recommend for if you want to try laceless for the first
for a
time.
laceless boot. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a weird one to try and articulate in my review, to be honest. I think in the end said it's really hard, and be careful if you don't get your sizing right, because if you hit your toes off the end of it, which you can do, it really hurts. Like it's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
really odd sensation. But yeah, it's weird. So oh dear. And you also, while we're with you, you got a pickup this week. Did you not?
Yeah,
Am I? Oh
I
yes.
did.
What have we got in?
Why am I thinking of I got two pickups this week. Hold on.
Two
I forgot
pickups.
to bring one.
That's
Hold on.
okay.
Entertain
I'll
people.
talk to the people, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to come down here. Julio is here. He's stuck in traffic. Welcome, Julio. Thank you very much. Sam Phillips, currently weighing my X Ghosted point one to experience the carbon anticipation for the Ultra 5 carbons. Man, it's not even close. Not even close. Andrew Palmer, Footloose Boots. So excited for the Hypervenom. Absolutely. Need to grab them. Sam Phillips, have you heard of the Charlie brand? Josh reviewed them. Cheers. Yeah, so I did a review on the Charlie PFX and the Charlie PFX Geniac about 6 years ago. If you go back on my channel, you'll be able to see it. So I did that quite some time ago. The current boots do look very interesting, but I haven't tried any yet. I also haven't watched Josh's review, but I did see that he put it up yesterday.
Oh,
Julio Boot
Charlie.
Maniac, yeah, Julio Boot Maniac has
Beat
them.
Josh to it. He has them.
Yeah, so if you go and ask a question, I was going to review them. I was kind of in the process of building up to do that. I didn't want to buy any more boots with the current backlog that I have. But then kind of Josh got to them, and I realized this shouldn't be a defining factor. But the fact that Josh has done the review will now make me less likely to review them.
Makes total sense.
Because if I do get them, it's already going to be a boot that's not going to have a huge number of people watching. It's not like something that's massively in demand. And then on top of that, the fact that Josh has reviewed them and he's going to be the go-to. So people are going to go to that video, they're going to go to Josh. It means that I'm going to spend so anywhere from like 120 euros for one pair, $250 for a second for both pairs. It becomes a large outlay for a video that's maybe not going to do that well, and
Yep.
Josh has already covered, which
Okay.
really diminishes it. So I might not end up doing those, and I will put the money into something else instead.
One of the millions
We'll,
of releases that's coming.
yeah, because we've got a new F50, we've got a new Phantom, we've got the Hypervenom, we've got and two new TLSS boots, which we'll get to. Like, there's an awful lot that probably is more important to the channel than the Charlies, despite the fact that I maybe would like to try them.
Yeah.
So,
Hypervenom should release like I think I saw like 9 p.m. Pacific.
So
US.
according to the information I found from what J Mike put on a comment on his own post, it's 8 a.m. my time. So 8 a.m. like London time. I don't know what that translates to. So 8 a.m. BST in what do you want? Eastern?
He's Midwest Central
Central
time
Time, CT. That's like 3 a.m., ladies and gentlemen.
zone. So that makes it 5 p.m. here.
There you go.
Nice.
So yeah, I like it might end up being 9 a.m. And therefore 4, but J Mike's comment on his own post said 8, and Nike are more known to do 8 rather than 9
The
compared
9.
to a lot of other
Yeah.
brands. I've
Yeah,
seen
they did
Nike do
that for
8 far
the
more frequently.
like we had a slightly off launch for the Vapor 1 region in the orange. And
Yeah.
even though like they'd already released overseas and everything, so they didn't need to stick by a certain date or time or
Yeah,
anything,
you could have
they
done
still
whenever.
released at 5 p.m. here. So
Yeah. Oh Christ. Yeah, Fergie for the Hypervenom. Yeah, so
yeah.
it should be 8 a.m. Like London time, British summertime, Irish summertime, and then kind of work around from that. It won't be any earlier than that. So if you're ready at 8 a.m. like a BST, you won't miss them.
Monday, the
Yeah, 29th.
26th.
29th, no? For the Hypervenom?
Huh? Is it
Hypervenom
29th?
29th.
Ah,
Vinny
okay.
Jr. 27th. Hypervenom
Okay.
29th.
Got it.
We best check that before we go
Yeah.
off air. We will double check
No,
that to make sure that we're not giving you incorrect information.
I
But
think
I'm
you're right.
pretty sure it's the 29th.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So,
we have gone all over the place.
yeah,
All over
love
the
it.
place today. Loving it.
So, first,
So to your pickups, please,
yeah.
sir.
So first, I finally managed to get a pair of these.
Oh, they're so tasty.
Yeah.
They look
Yeah.
amazing.
So basically, I reached out to PK Footy on Instagram. Very nice guy. I've talked to him a lot over the years. He's based in
Nice.
Czechia.
Very nice, man.
And he was talking about getting the new beta.
Mm.
And I said, why don't you just get mine? And I will send you mine. And, you know, like he was asking the price and everything, blah, blah, blah. And they said, would you be interested in a trade? And I said, sure, just depends on what you had. And he had these.
And he had those.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I am absolutely going to get these. So yeah, traded my betas for them. And then unfortunately, the betas were too long for him. And these fit me perfectly. So go figure. Yeah. So
disaster.
Yeah, I'm so excited. That's what I'll do this week is just run around in these.
Just playing those just for fun, just because you can. Absolutely.
I've been wanting to, I had a Speed Flow plus 0.1 before, but I wanted another one, like a new pair. So I managed to get these.
Nice.
And these I paid like $82 for, brand new.
Amazing.
No box, but had the tags on it still.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
So, building up a little Speed Flow collection.
Yeah, I have 2 pairs of the Speed Flow 0.1 now.
Do.
So they're just sitting nicely, ready to be used whenever. We'll keep covering off the Hypervenom questions as they come in. Spencer says, do we know the size range for the Hypervenoms, same as the Vapor Regens, or no? I know sometimes limited editions are released in limited sizes. These won't be released in limited sizes. This is going to be a big enough drop that you're going to see these across the full range of sizes.
Yep.
Yeah, I would expect the same as the Vapor Regens. I wouldn't expect it to be limited. And Alan Diaz, any idea on how many pairs they're releasing? No number. However, I always think it's a good indicator if you look at the number of stores that are stocking and selling them. So every single store is advertising having these. So I think you'll find that there will be a large number, but they will still be crazy in demand and sell out quickly. But I think I am speculating massively here, but based on the number of places that are advertising these and the number of kind of people they've already gone out to, I think there is going to be a huge number of them available, but they will still sell quickly. So I would still be ready to grab them very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
What time do they get released? We kind of covered that already.
8 a.m. BST. British sometime BST. Work off that. Okay. So my pickups this week were
Mhm.
unintentional. So,
Mm.
so I haven't bought anything for 3 weeks now, at least, because the backlog is too much,
Wow,
and I'm just
that
like,
is
I can't. And then of course, this is all going to come tumbling down when the Hypervenom releases and things like that. I'm of course going
yep,
to buy
yep.
those. But the lovely
But
people over at
that's a nice schedule you got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
yeah, that's a lovely plan you have. Oh, hold on. Here's all the boots that you'll have to like move your whole schedule around to cover. Um, so I wasn't buying anything. I wasn't getting anything in deliberately, and then the lovely people at Decathlon sent me a
Oh yeah,
surprise
that's right.
package. So I got these in today. Not today. Yesterday, maybe the day before. So this is the CLR. I've actually already done a review on these, but this is the new colorway. I had no idea these were turning up, and they just
Yeah, it was very
rocked up
nice.
at my house. And I was like, there was just a box, a Decathlon box, and I was like to my wife, "Did you order something from Decathlon?" She's like, "No, I ordered something from Decathlon." So okay, it's like I didn't order anything. You open up the box, and I'm like, ah. So
It's very nice.
I emailed Decathlon. I was like, thank you very much. It is essentially exactly the same boot in a slightly different color, but the finish is slightly different on it. And I
Uh huh.
think it might even be a tiny bit more padded in the upper.
Oh
So you know, for what you pay for them, they're not bad at all. Like
yeah,
they're fine. They have essentially two problems for anybody who is interested. One being that it just has this massive amount of volume like through
yeah,
the boot. The
yeah,
whole thing just needs slimming down a little bit. And the other being that they've put obviously money and time into getting Pebax outsole. It's a French company using a French company, but
yeah.
it's in desperate need of essentially a nylon strengthening bar through the middle here,
Mm-hmm.
because like the bends there, but then it just goes. So
It just
it's not
keeps
as bad as
going.
some
Yeah.
others where it just simply bends in the middle. You do get that initial flex, but then it just gives up in the middle. But yeah, so I'll probably do a little unboxing video on these,
Mhm.
get that out. And then I might re-review them, but in like November at this rate.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But yeah, so thank you the guys at Decathlon for sending those out. That was very
Hmm.
very much appreciated. Despite the fact that I got them and it almost sent me in, I had like an existential crisis about how, my god, how am I going to get all these boots reviewed? It's not possible. And to top it off, like they haven't arrived yet, but
Really?
I don't know if anybody saw WeFoot released a new sock, or are releasing a new sock.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're releasing a full length sock with a kind of a stand-in for the cutouts that people are putting
Mm-hmm.
up the back of the sock, which I think is a really smart idea. And they reached out and were like, "So, like, you would send we've sent you some of these out." I was like, "Cool,
Yes, please.
thanks, guys. I'll add that. I'll add that to the list." I literally, I know I say this a lot, but I did rewrite kind of just today, rewrote my just basic list of like reviews and kind of like estimated where I was going to put in the Hypervenom and
Yeah,
things like that. But I haven't put in, for example, the new F50. But I've done the
yeah,
Hypervenom and the Phantom and like, oh, approximately here. And I
yeah.
still ended up in mid-August, like without
It's.
buying or doing anything else between now and then. I
I
am
am. I'm currently out
absolutely
to mid
shafted.
July.
Yeah, like
Crazy time.
you shouldn't complain, but my god.
Yeah, I will say. Um. I mean, the new F50 released. I'm not going to review those. To be honest, the
They
only thing
seem
they
so
changed is
similar.
they added a new 3D texturing on the upper, and then
Whoop.
everything else is the same. Like even in the stuff here, it was like, but everything else is the same, as if that's a good thing.
As if it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what? I'm kind of almost hoping I
what's up,
will get
Mister?
them in. I will review them, but I'm almost hoping that it is exactly the same,
Mm-hmm.
because I kind of want to get them and crap all over them, because I was far too nice about them when I got them originally, because I
Yeah.
had that
Same.
purple launch
Same.
colorway, and
Same.
that purple launch colorway was nice. And I kind of want to get these new ones in whatever the
Mm-hmm.
launch is, and I want the launch to be terrible. I want the upper to be the upper that we've had forever, and it to be terrible, because it has been. Those yellow F50 remakes, the upper was awful. And I just want to get them in and be like, these are crap. Just don't bother.
Yeah.
But
Hey, another question. Should I get Hypervenoms, Mizuno Melee 2, A6 boot? I play wing. It doesn't matter what position you play in, bro.
Does not matter.
And A6, which one do you recommend? X-Fly Pro 3. Just get the X-Fly Pro 3. Just get the X-Fly Pro 3.
I feel like for the rest of this year, at least, our answer to everything is just buy the X-Fly Pro 3.
Just buy the X-Fly Pro 3.
Just buy it. It is the best.
Chelsea's Instagram page shared them today. Yeah, because Chelsea's sponsored by Nike, and they just have to. I'm finding more exciting finding and buying gyms like the Speed Flow than chasing new releases. It is kind of fun. I do like it. Now, to be fair, I had my eyes on these for a while, and then the seller had them for like 100, and then I put like a cheeky little bid of like 97, basically.
Okay.
And then he accepted the bid, and it turns out that sometimes when you sell stuff here, you can have a coupon attached. Okay. When you put a coupon attached, it'll give you kickbacks to the seller in like the form of points and stuff. So I ended up only paying $82 for these.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
The one I really want is that Bloody Messiel Returno. I found a pair. I found two pairs. One guy wants like $680, and another's a store that wants $400. Both way over retail, but gotta see.
I would like another pair of the I can't remember what they were called, but the Messi Nemesis .1s in that blue colorway, like the blue and gold.
Oh
yeah. So I want another pair of those because I have a pair, but they're like at this point they're well used. And then there's a guy has them for sale at the moment, but they're like 280, I think. And it's just I can't do it.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
Absolutely. But yeah, I was just saying, I absolutely agree with 80 that it is kind of more fun, but unfortunately, I feel like I can't do it because I can't afford to do both things, and I always have to do the thing for the channel. You know, you just have to do the thing for the channel.
Yeah, but the thing is, let me play devil's advocate. For the channel also means slobbering all over another nemesis. And how many?
I haven't done a Nemesis video in a long time.
You have not done one in a while.
Yeah,
and it's a special colorway. It's a limited colorway. And even if it doesn't get lots of views, it is Boot Wizard. And Boot Wizard and that Nemesis are eternally tied together, like peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter. Oh dear. There was something. I'm just going to ask you this, like live on a podcast. I'm looking for. I don't know if you'll be able to find this. I'm looking for. You have better connections than me. A Speedflow Plus in AG in a US 7 or 7.5. Just one to keep in mind if you happen to.
That might be doable, actually.
Yeah, you see, you have way better access to things than me. So I'm trying to help somebody out. So if you happen to come across that, let me know. Anywho, back to the questions real quickly. So Sam Phillips says he got some Puma Evo Power 1.2 for £8. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
7,
it's my least favorite of the Evo Powers, but for £8, I'd take a pair.
7.5, you said?
Yeah, 7 or 7.5 US.
US?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, he's got it already. He's already in there.
Yeah. I already found a pair.
I knew you would.
Yeah. Oh shit! They literally just sold.
That's amazing. Oh dear.
Yeah, I'll do some digging.
Thank you. William Arthur, are you both going to try and get the Hypervenom remake? If so, what website do you think will give you the best chance? So yes, we will both try and get them. And the key, and not without giving away all the secrets of the trade, is all the websites. So I'll tell you what I'll do in order. So my first port of call will be Nike direct because I get free shipping and I don't like paying for shipping. So Why would I not start with that? So that'll be protocol number 1, Nike Direct. Number 2 used to be Unisport, because I would just go straight to Unisport after that. However, I now have the option of ProDirect Soccer because I've got ProDirect.ie. So I can do both of those. I will do both of those simultaneously. So I will probably do Nike on my phone because I have the app. And then I you've probably seen watching the podcast, I keep going like this because I have 2 rather large screens for editing. I will have Unisport over here, ProDirect over here, and I will do both at the same time. And then if that goes wrong, I will then go Football Emotion, 11 Team Sport. They will be like my next 2. So that, like, it's just a tier of like going through. But by saying like Football Emotion, 11 Team Sport will be my next 2, I will have the tabs open the night before and logged in, so I can just come along and be like, boop, boop. Should I need to swap?
That's the key. Always make
Be
sure you're
prepared.
Logged in. Because
make sure you're logged in, man.
Those Unisport F50 remakes from years back that you have, you bastard.
Yeah, little box just there.
Yeah, shut up. Basically, I logged in like a minute before they launched, and managed to get them in my cart, and then they were yanked to my cart. So.
Yeah. No, be logged in.
Yeah. For me, it's going to be Soccer Shop Camo, and I guess if I miss them, I miss them. Not really. Like,
Andrew's not that excited.
I'm kind of excited, but like, I'm more excited because like, if I review these, having a written blog on these boots will be massive for me. That'll like drive so many views to my website. So that's actually the thing I'm looking forward to more of all. Like the Hypervenom one, I could take it or leave it, to be honest.
Take it or leave it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It was very overhyped for what it was. I appreciate why people like it, but I think it's just a bit overhyped.
Fair enough.
You did, Chris. It is 8 a.m. UK time.
Yeah, should be 8 a.m., Chris. Yeah. That's from the post. That's my information from a reply that J Mike put on his own Instagram on a post. So that's where I'm getting my information from, in case you were wondering. Spencer, yes, you're absolutely correct. Sorry, I was just saying yes to Spencer.
Speed flows run long.
Speed flows do run long. This is true. This is true.
Don't cast a boot wizard spell to get the boots. Well, James does have his ways.
I do have ways. I do have ways.
Had the damn Fell For It Again award because James very kindly managed to get a 15.1 Messi, which I've been chasing, an 18.1 Messi, which I've been chasing because they both have the Nemesis plate, and Fell For It Again. Why did I not go after these the first time? That was the third pair of 15.1s I had. And I sold them in the store back in the day. Why did I never get them? Why did I sell the other ones? Because they don't bloody fit my feet.
They're like fit your feet.
They're like pointed as an arrow at the end. And then the Nemesis 15 or the Nemesis 18.1s, it's just got like a bunch of bulging on the side.
I fill those out quite nicely, but like obviously there's very much a foot type kind of thing.
Yeah, you have a wide foot.
Apparently. So apparently. Alan Diaz, is it going to be possible to double up on these, or it will be one per person Unisport? I imagine Unisport will say one per person. So I would imagine you'll have to go multiple locations to get it, or you'll have to have somebody else logged in on a different account.
Yeah.
Give that a go.
If I get mine, I am selling them as soon as I'm done reviewing them. So.
Yeah, I will probably do the same thing. I don't imagine I'll keep them. It's not because I won't want to. It's just one of those things where the easiest boot to sell is the current hot thing. So I will sell that in order to get the money back. Because I will probably be able to sell them for close enough to retail even after a review. And that will be fine by me.
On the stuff that people really want, I always manage to go above retail.
It's because you pay less. You pay so much less than I do for boots.
I do.
You pay it's ridiculous.
It's sickening. Boots are like 25. Even mainline boots are like 25% cheaper here.
Exactly. Anyway, we are 35 minutes into the podcast, and we
Yay!
have not yet gone through and ranked the stuff. So
Oh yeah, I probably should do that.
let's rank the stuff that released, go through all of that stuff, and then we'll get back to the Hypervenom. So in the meantime, everybody, get your Hypervenom questions into the chat. We will come to all of them, and then we will kind of discuss our thoughts a little bit, but we've kind of covered a lot of them already.
Yeah,
but anyway, let's move along. So we will start with, I think, this one right here. So I've bundled them all together because they're same as much of a muchness.
Yep.
So this is the Adidas Road to Glory pack, which is all designed for obviously these end of season tournaments, Champions League final, that kind of stuff. It looks very nice. You can't really go too far wrong with white, black, and gold. However, I said it at the time when they were released. I will say it again. It's a joke that's become old very quickly. But are you the Teamgeist in disguise?
Yeah,
that is a Teamgeist with an adjusted tongue. That is the Teamgeist boot. You lazy mother.
So the big thing for this release for me is we got everything here in terms of sole plates, blah, 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 blah. No laceless options at all.
Yeah.
They've completely dropped laceless from the market here, it seems.
Interesting. So it's not like
we might get some new F50 Plus colorways, but that's it.
Because they're just not doing laceless.
Yeah. This is the main pack for the summer from Addy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We never got the laceless Copa Pure 3. We had some laceless F50s, but they've dropped them. We got 2 colors in of the new Preds and laceless, and those are now gone. And they didn't bring very many in. They brought in very small amounts. And they just sold through them, and that was that.
Interesting. Do you reckon that we'll get an Addy pack for the Women's Euros?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I'm pretty sure we will.
But yeah, I think these are nice. I think the F50, I think they've done a good job on, actually.
Yeah,
the way they've done
like
the design across that, I think, is much better than what I've seen on a lot of what they've done recently. I think that's probably like, to speak as if we're our good friend Ben, the design language on that is very, very nice.
The repeating names of the boots across the upper and on the sole plate. It's a very nice touch.
Yeah. I think I like how mad can you get at a white, black, and gold boot? It's really nice. It's just that they did it.
If you didn't just do it.
Yeah, exactly. Where would you like to rank them?
They'll go in good, just because I love how they look. But
yeah, I refuse to put them in great because we've had.
They would be in great if we didn't have it already.
Absolutely agree. So I will move on to speaking of Japan and Japanese releases, onto these, which I think
Beautiful.
are lovely.
Very, very tasty.
Yes.
Not over the top.
Nope.
Just some nice details.
Do you know what I think just like sends it into like the perfect like level is the laces.
Yeah.
Like
and
without the laces, yeah. I think these are really nice.
Pink laces, but you can.
Yeah, I think the pink laces are just like enough to make it really interesting. I think they're a little boring without. I think the pink laces do just enough without being crazy. I think these are delightful. So this is a Soccer Shop camo only release, right?
Exclusive, yes. And so it's interesting because with the white gold ones they did, it said, oh, this is the exclusive, which a lot of people were like, oh, okay, this is going to be the only color. These have come out and they've said, this is the second release. So it got me thinking, like, is there going to be a third?
Are we getting another one?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these are really nice. Really, really nice.
Very,
I don't think they're great. I think they're good. I think good is fair for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're very, very nice.
Some people salivating at the bit. I sent a picture to J Mike and he's like, oh, damn it. Sent one to GCFC training and he looks like he wants a pair. Noah,
I can imagine
really
Mark rocking those. Mark would love those.
Mark would love those. Yeah, Josh, you need to get them. Even uh Predator Pro
Oh
was
yeah,
like, I need these.
nice.
Yeah,
There's a lot of love for it's simple but
yeah,
effective, like, and not
yeah,
something we see a
yeah,
lot. So
yeah.
I think that's
Exactly,
really
exactly.
beneficial.
Yeah,
Um, okay, so we've kind of done or looked at both at this one, so I think we can just
yeah,
rank it at this point.
yep.
I think this is good.
Good. Yep.
Yep,
Same. Same.
nice. And then the other TLSS. So for anybody who's unsure, the two
Here's a
TLSS
new
boots
strike
are
one.
new boots. They're not just new
Mm-hmm.
colorways; they are brand new boots, and this is what they're going to release for their worldwide launch.
Yep.
So they're going for a worldwide
Thanks, you
launch. It should be
bastards.
this month, next month. No, next month.
Next
So
month, I believe.
next
Yeah.
month is worldwide launch for TLSS, and those are the two. That's the Libra and the Striker that they're going to go with.
Yep.
Brand new updates, thinner upper on the Striker, things like
Uh-huh.
that. So it's
So
interesting actually that the
please buy my
changes.
striker I'm selling.
all, all the changes on the Striker are pretty much everything I would want them to do, with the
Mm-hmm.
exception of I'm not a huge fan of the fact that they've thinned out the Carvo.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a trend. That's something that's been trending
Yeah.
a lot of brands. Like Mizuno did it for the alphas,
Yep.
for even the Alpha 2 before they even did this like beta and alpha mix.
Hmm.
They thinned up the carvo. And
But
you
yeah,
don't need to really thin up the carvo, you just need to put cutouts in it.
yeah. But
So
I think they would have been better off, particularly with the that MG plate of with strengthening the plate rather than taking thinning out the Carvo. But
yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
I think their logic of what they've done seems to be sound. Like softer upper, thinner upper. Like I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
But again, I think this is good in terms of
Yeah, that's
how
good.
it looks. I think it's
Yeah,
good.
I like the colorway.
I like the colorway. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm already in the process of working out getting one of each.
Yeah, I'll
So
get there at
as you
some
do.
point.
Okay, next we missed this one because we weren't here last week. We have
I
these,
love it.
which are
I love
these
it.
are fantastic.
They're
So
so
this is
wild.
the
It's so annoying there's been so many ultra colorways because these would hit so much harder.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, it's such a shame that they've done like 4 weeks in a row, 5 weeks in a row,
Yeah,
an
yeah,
ultra
yeah.
colorway, and the Unisport one was the last one, and the Unisport one was the best one.
Yeah,
Like,
this is the
this
best.
is brilliant. Like, this is such a good, like, the design, the thought, everything about this is what
Mm-hmm.
I want a football
They
boot colorway
really
to
put
be.
it together so well.
So good. But
So yeah, these have got to go in great.
these have to
And
go in great.
in spite with an asterisk, in spite of everything they're doing to try and destroy the
Yeah.
hype of
But
this dude.
but the worst thing is, so they released this, and then within a week they teased the brand new Ultra. So I
Yeah,
don't have a
this.
picture of it because I didn't count it because I was like it's official, but it's not released or anything. I was like, we'll look at it next week maybe. But if
Mm,
anybody missed it, there's a blue brand new Ultra, a blue Ultra, which a lot of people, myself included to start with, mistook for another colorway, but it's
uh-huh.
not. It's an actual update, so it's
It's
going
I
to be
think
a
it's a
brand
launch
new
colorway of the
Ultra.
new one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the launch colorway of the brand new one. Now
So,
my sources tell me that the difference between this and that new one in blue, the differences are like this much. It's like
why call it a
0.2%.
new one? Why call
Yeah.
it a new one? Just say it's a new colorway.
Yeah. So I think the only thing I can remember off the top of my head is that the knit around the opening is supposed to be slightly nicer.
Ooh.
It's literally those kind of updates. It's just not. And obviously you've got a graphical update on it as well. Like the form strip has like a tail now where it flicks up. But
These
like, will
companies.
I review
All
them?
of them.
Yes. Do I want to? No.
Who was it? There was a manager years ago. It's like if you take all the players and you put them in a bag and you punch the bag, no matter who you hit, they deserve it. And that's these companies with the releases.
So yes, congratulations to that Unisport Ultra for being great, but screw you, Puma, for all of your nonsense.
Yeah,
Okay, next up, let's talk about that. Speaking of nonsense, the that's fucking nonsense. What kind of balls ass nonsense is this? Like, so Substance Football put this in the group chat earlier, and he's absolutely right. The funniest thing about these is that no footballer is going to wear them on or off the pitch. Nobody who is interested in football is going to wear these. Like, they're ridiculous, and they're also $1,200, I think. These are ridiculous.
Christ, man.
And this isn't the first time they've done it. This is the second time. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, so
I know they're like a legendary design team and everything, but leave this shit to the pros.
Yeah, I think is Pharrell not behind these a little bit as well. I think is that not like
What's
part of
Pharrell
the?
now? Like, no offense to the dude, like multi-platinum, multi-millionaire selling artist, blah blah blah, but
I don't know.
Nah,
anyway, so they're awful, and we can move on.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah, so they're awful. I think we can agree on that. Which leaves us with the biggest surprise of the week, which is a boot that's black that I like.
Oh yeah, the Vinny Jr.
So these are the Vinny Juniors, and the main thing I wanted to bring up with these is, so these released 2 days before the Hypervenoms, and they were announced 1 day before the Hypervenoms.
Yay, Nike! Good job.
Whose idea was this?
It's so funny because 15 years ago, we were telling Nike how they were having this really bad habit of cannibalizing their own sales, and yet they have learned nothing.
This is the most, the highest level of cannibalizing your sales that you could possibly come up with.
And it's a shame. These look good.
These are really nice.
I do like the look of these, even 100%. Though they're a Vapor 16.
I don't mind the Vapor 16. I think it's all right.
But meh.
I like the sole plate looks great. I love the kind of half and half to the colors. I think these are great. I like they've got extra little bits of detail down the back where the change of the side swoosh that reminds me of the Vapor 13 that drops down onto the sole plate.
Yeah, I do appreciate them doing that.
These are a really nice boot. Nobody's going to buy them because everybody's going to go and buy the Hypervenom. Anybody who has even a modicum of knowledge is going to buy the Hypervenom and not buy these.
Hopefully that means these go on sale quickly.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be nice.
I would pick a pair of these up on sale. I would have a second pair of Vapor 16s.
Oh, I absolutely would not.
Well, when I say a second pair, I would sell my pair and buy these if these went on sale.
Yeah.
I don't have second pairs of anything really these days. I can't justify it in my own head. But yeah, I think these are I think these are great. I think these are a really nice.
I'll let you have this one because you were so excited about these.
And the fact they're black, and I like them. I don't like black football boots.
Let's not go down this road, James.
Stop that! Come on now. But yeah, I'm really impressed. Do you know what else I loved about these? The ad campaign. Nike did a really cool ad campaign for them. I love that. So Adidas did that with Bellingham and the Pred and stuff. And I love that they've done. So they even did it a little bit when they gave him those boots that didn't release, the kind of white and silver ones. And they had that kind of cool. I really like that as well. They're doing some really cool stuff with Vinny Jr. The problem being that they're doing something cooler 2 days after.
Yeah. They should have put him in the Hypervenom.
They should have done. They really should have done.
It's a one-off thing. Really push it, and then, a couple weeks later, boom, his own boots.
Yeah. Or what they could have done. Here's an idea. So there's more than one Hypervenom. Spoilers. There's more than one Hypervenom colorway coming.
Yeah.
They could have put him in the new colorway, but by himself. You
Yeah,
know, had everybody rock the black and orange and put
and then
him
put
in the
him in the
new
other
one.
one.
Yeah, and been like, oh, like not maybe don't have to brand them as his, but you could definitely put him in the other one and be like them be kind of like his thing. I
James,
thought
that's
that
a
would have been
level
cool.
of foresight that I don't think 90% of the industry is able to access at this moment.
Not capable of that. Oh dear.
Josh, I swear to God, dude.
Josh is the Hypervenom coming back. Josh, behave yourself.
He's
um,
just excited because he already got his.
yeah, didn't you already get them, Josh? Like,
Yeah.
there's no need to come on here and show off.
Here's a question regarding the Hypervenom. Do we think this is the biggest release of the year now?
It's the biggest Nike release of the year.
Yeah.
Is it the biggest overall release of the year? Probably. Because I think anything that Adidas have done remakes wise hasn't been like, what have we had from Adidas that was like
These? Oh, you
eh.
don't care. It's leather.
But even if I did, like the
No,
Hypervenom's more
bias.
the Hypervenom's a bigger deal than a 2010 F50, even in leather. Surely.
Josh, I know what you're hinting at. For us, that will be the biggest release. I don't think that'll be for everybody though. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think by the end of this year, this will be a great question to revisit.
It will.
Maybe
Yeah.
that'll be a category this year is you know, what which release had the most hype this year? Fools.
Fools.
We'll see. But yeah.
I
It's
will. I
definitely
just thought I'd throw the
for the
picture on the
time
screen there.
being, probably yes.
Yeah, I think for
Again,
now.
I'm not as hyped as them because these came back.
Yeah, and I don't care about those, so you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm definitely more hyped for the Hypervenom. The Hypervenom's one of those boots that I sold 5-6 years ago. I think I sold my pair.
Uh-huh.
I had the kind of Vault and purple ones, and I sold them not at a silly price, but compared to what I would have sold them for now.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I sold them for about 140, 150 euro, something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
could
Like
get way more than that
I'd
now.
used them a couple of times, but I probably could have got tons more for it. But anyway, um,
I might track down a pair of HG ones to kind of just compare them.
oh, nice.
Yeah, Alan, maybe
But
there is a chameleon coming out. Yeah, the F50 definitely changed the game more than the Hypervenom because their next iterations of them, they actually tried improving upon the formula, whereas Nike said, hey, everybody loves this. What if they didn't?
so here's a question, right?
Uh-huh.
Is the Hypervenom 1 as loved and lauded and renowned if they don't fumble the Hypervenom 2?
I
The
think the
fact
series
they
is a
fumble
I
the
think the
2 makes
series
the
as a
1
whole.
a
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
deal.
I don't think the one would be as big of a deal if the two.
No. If the 2 was the 2.5 initially out of the box, I like out of the bat, the 1
Yeah,
is way less of a big deal, I think.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I still think like I think so here I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But so like the 2010 F50, especially within boot circles, I think is very well known that that is a
Uh-huh.
game-changing boot. That is a
Yeah,
absolute like
it changed everything.
changes everything, right? Huge deal.
There is very much a pre F50 and a post F50 world,
Yes,
and you
exactly.
cannot say the same for the Hypervenom
Yeah, and you can't say the same for the Hypervenom, but
because they didn't build on it.
yeah, but I also think that the Hypervenom is more important than people realize. So
Yeah,
like
because
people
it
kind of
led to
look at it
knit.
as like it's this one boot that was a thing that was a big deal and people love it. It's like it's actually way more important than people realize because that transition from T90 into the Hypervenom and the change of the silhouette and the use of Neymar and like this whole change of kind of marketing, I suppose. I think that the Hypervenom to Nike, that I think it says a lot that that boot is still a silo today. Like, you still
Yeah.
have a Phantom because of the
Yeah.
Hypervenom Phantom 1.
That's very true.
So I think it's way more important than people give it credit for. But the F50 is still more important than that
Yeah.
to the boot industry as a whole. Like, I think that's
Josh
what we can
makes a
say.
good point that the Magista and Superfly was at a zero moment for Nike.
Yeah. That changed the industry, basically.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Josh, I will say all day long that the 2.5 is better than the OG. All day long, my friend.
It is better
All
than
day.
the OG.
There's a reason I still have a pair of 2.5s and I don't have a pair of the OGs. My 2.5s
There's a reason why it's way harder to get 2.5s. At least on my end of the planet.
We're just here to see, Josh. Like, we're not gonna be nice to you. You've already got your Hypervenoms, and we're upset with you.
Exactly.
So we're just gonna poke you for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Nike should do a pack. So this is Alex Martin that says Nike should do a pack called the 2014 pack, and give us that OG pack back. I think a lot of people would be very disappointed about how bad that would be. So if they came out with an Obra, a Superfly, and Hypervenom,
you do not like this. This Hypervenom has gone down well, but for the most part, you do not want current Nike doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
they don't have the sauce, or what? Okay, speaking of sauce, if you got a package of ketchup, or like for me, Taco Bell hot sauce, it's really nice. They popped out just little drips to drop on the Vapor remakes. And then for the Hypervenom remake, it seems like they squeezed everything out on this one thing.
Yeah. Yep. But I think they've got the Hypervenom remake from, obviously without seeing it in hand or having it in hand. I think they've got it right. I think the use of the hyperactive soul plate off the 3 is a good choice.
It's a smart idea.
I think that's a smart thing to do.
That original soul plate is not that great.
No. And I think that from what I've been told, like the slight adjustments to the upper and the liner, that seems to be a good way to have gone.
Oh, it the heel liner like, for sure.
Yeah, it seems like they've got it right. We will wait and see.
Yeah, from what I experienced at the time, one of the reasons that True Socks really started hitting off is because people were struggling with those Hypervenom ones in the normal socks.
Because you just
had
sliding.
Some True Socks. Yes. People started wearing True Socks. That's obviously not for everybody. That's not going to be the case for everybody. But I think people forget how crap that initial heel was.
Josh absolutely agrees with you. He says they nailed the Hypervenom, but I fear they've used all the sauce exactly as you said, which is very fair. And he says he's mixed on the heel liner. Interesting. So, 1, Josh, I'm pleased you told us that. Thank you for letting us know. And 2, we still don't like you because you've got them.
Yeah, exactly.
Substance Football's in the house.
And Louis and the Hypervenom sold me. Yeah. Patelis was a really cool one. Louis was a great one because it's like full circle.
Super nostalgia. Substance Football, I'd say the Hypervenom 1 is like the Jordan 1 for Gen Z in football terms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I think as well, we as older people maybe underestimate how important that Hypervenom 1 is to a particular generation of like players, or well, like players now, kids at the time or whatever. And
just a shame they don't have their headliner because he allegedly essayed somebody and then just decide not to participate in the
cooperate.
It was apparently a very just, hey, what happened? Let's hear your side of the story.
Like, having none of it.
I can't believe you've done this to me, and then left.
But like he would have had obviously that's if you'd have had him for this, that could have been massive. Like, because I think without Neymar, the Hypervenom 1 maybe doesn't do as well as it does because him. So the first time we saw those boots is his Barcelona a presentation, right? Like
they weren't on the first time, but that was the first time like people. I think that announcement, people globally then saw, what is he wearing?
Yeah, okay. And therefore, like, that's massive. And
Yeah,
because it's Neymar, and because he was like, prior to that, he was like the kids on YouTube's king,
yeah,
and things like
yeah,
that. So I think this is huge, really, really huge.
yeah.
Um, Josh says it's very firm, should have been swayed. Sure, it'll be fine to play in. Just was surprised. Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting. His sub's got a question here. Do you think Nike have put themselves in a corner with the Hypervenom release? With the hype around the Hypervenom, does it kill interest about their modern releases?
I mean, most of their modern releases are crap anyway, so.
I think that it's no. I don't think it's any different to Adidas continually blurting out Predators, like
Preds.
remake
Yeah,
Preds.
yeah.
So I feel like if Adidas can get away with putting out 800 new like Predator remakes and still sell the modern Predator, I don't see why Nike can't do it with a Hypervenom.
Oh, it might have
Um,
been the Confederation Cup, yeah. Oh.
so like, I think that, is it the only problem they're going to have is if, because obviously we're due a Phantom 360
Yeah.
very shortly. The problem they're going to have is, again, if they do, they're going to drop this Vinny Jr. It's going to get cannibalized by the Hypervenom, and then if the week after it they decide to drop the 360, they're going to cause themselves a problem, because all of a sudden you've still got people looking for those Hypervenoms and various things like that.
But
I think they've
they
got to
don't
have
think like that. They don't.
apparently not.
No, they're so extremely short-sighted.
Josh
It's
says the
some
whole
kind of
point of
weird
the
taser.
sorry, go on.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Josh says the whole point of the Hypervenom regen is the hype up the new model. So this is to, I assume, hype up the new Phantom, which it seems counterintuitive to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but if you're gonna release the new model a week after, and everybody's just gonna go like, and if it's not amazing, right? If this new
Yeah.
model isn't fantastic, all you've done is you've stuck one of your most loved boots of all time on the market again. Everybody's got it, loved it, and then they're going to get the new one, and it's just going to restart this whole thing where everyone's just going to be like, oh, boots are crap, boots are crap, boots have been crap for the
Yeah.
last 20 years, boots are crap, boots are crap, boots are crap. Like,
Yeah.
modern boots are crap. You literally going to, like, you shot yourself
Yeah.
in the leg. Like, it's
Yeah.
stupid. Unless, for somehow, this new Phantom 360 is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think, and because of how people work, because of people's perceptions, we saw it with the Phantom GX2 and the Luna 2 when that launched, and how people got really down on that before it
Uh-huh.
even released. Like, that was being
Mm-hmm.
slammed before it even released.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's any way that you can convince the general internet going public that the new Phantom is better than the
No.
Hypervenom regen, even if it is. Even if it's
Yeah.
fantastic, people will not sell that
It's not
story.
gonna-
People won't buy that story. People will spin their own narrative for whatever they want, and they will not stand to say that this new boot is better than the old boot, because it's just not what they want to, it's not the story they want to tell. It just won't happen. Like, it's amazing. And
Yeah.
like I say, it happened with the GX2 on launch,
Yeah.
and now everybody's like, oh, the GX2 is incredible. I'm like, well, you were all shitting on it for a month
Yeah,
before it
exactly.
released, before you'd even tried it. And it'll be the same here. It will be the same here.
But there's a lot of good comments coming in. Like Addy asking, can you imagine a future where these brands stop remix? They won't do it now.
Too much money.
They won't actually do it. And I like this. At least they've got a second Hypervenom regen, so when people realize the new one isn't great, they can go get that again. Alan Diaz, I wonder if Nike and Diaz will give Messi and Ronaldo the Michael Jordan treatment. Messi, yes. Ronaldo, probably
No.
not. Their relationship with Ronaldo is very tenuous.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he's got a lifetime deal with them, I imagine Nike is counting down the days for him to stop playing.
Yeah.
And just I know what they'll do. They'll do very like little collections here and then of like apparel,
Mm-hmm.
and then 10, 15 years from now, once he's a bit older and he'll probably be managing, let's be fair, then they'll start doing stuff again.
So Jake says, need to drop the Tiempo and have a power boot line instead. T90 is heritage, and the Tiempo without leather has no place in the story.
The problem with that is the Tiempo was like okay, everybody thinks the 98 Mercurial is what put them on the map, but it wasn't. Like, that was the one that made them put them firmly as like a competitor.
Yeah.
But the Tiempo Premier 94 is the one like where Nike people are like, oh, Nike is here.
Like, I can't remember the exact stat, but like the majority of people playing in the 94 final were wearing Tiempos.
Yeah.
Like that's massive. Absolutely massive.
Yeah, and that Tiempo lineage it goes back to 84, and even before then, it has its roots in the very first shoe to ever have a Nike swoosh on it.
Exactly.
Which was a soccer shoe.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a direct line. So,
there's Tiempo. It's difficult to drop the Tiempo name because of what it is. They just needed to not mess the Tiempo up. I like I say, you'd say the T90 is heritage, but the Tiempo is more heritage than the T90 is.
It is.
The Tiempo is Nike heritage. It's just that they've ballsed it, basically.
Yep.
Chris's 40 Kicks says, am I the only one not excited by the Hypervenom or the new 360?
Different generation.
You're probably the only one not excited by either of them in any way.
Well, I kind of see where he's coming from. Like, because my excitement for the Hypervenom is only how much views it can bring to my blog.
Yeah, fair.
I'm not excited in the same way other people are. I'm sure it'll be very good and everything. I was just never hot on the originals in the first. Like, the first time I wore the Hypervenom, it was like a pre-launch event, and it was like, all right, I can kind of see these are kind of cool, blah, blah, blah. But it didn't get much time to play in them. It was just like, we could put them on, and that was pretty much it. And then that video I sent from me in like 2014 at that Nike event, that was the first time where I got an extended period to play in them because I never ended up buying a pair. And all I could think was, is this it? So,
but yeah, it's an interesting one actually, because I think like I'm in a similar boat to you in general. So I'm a bit more excited about them, as particularly the 360. Actually, I'm excited about that. But it's so terrible,
it's
and especially to announce this on a football boot podcast that we're on every week. The main reason I get like excited for football boots is the content I can create from them.
Yeah.
And therefore, as a result of that, the impact of that content.
Yep.
So as much as, yes, I want to get the Hypervenoms, my primary reason for getting them isn't actually for me. It is for the channel. It's to be able to put a review up on them. That is the main reason that I will get up and go through all this to try and get them. If it was just for me and I just wanted a pair, I would try, but I wouldn't be like, I'd be like upset if I didn't get them. Whereas like now I'm like, I really want them for the channel.
Just like, want to get them
there's a reason. So I've been reaching out to a few people recently that we know to see if I can get the 360 in advance. So if anybody can get me a pair before release so that I can drop something on release day.
Yep.
And unfortunately I can't, but the reason I'm doing that isn't because I'm really excited to get a 360 and I want them in advance. I want them in hand early. It's because I want content that goes out quickly.
Yeah.
My love of boots has been bastardized.
Let's do this one last question, and I think we need to call it because it's my son's sports day today, so we gotta start getting ready. I do like this from Fakboot. Hey guys, what's the best boots you've tried so far in 2025? X-Fly Pro 3.
DS Lite X Fly Pro 3.
There you go.
It's the answer every single time.
Every single time. Easy.
There
they
we
can't
go.
really be that good, can they? Yes. So
They really
all right.
can. Cool. That is us for this week. Thank you very much, everybody. I think Andrew has to head off. I will pop this to a members
You
stream
need to
for a few
bounce.
minutes, so that we can have a little chat there, memberinos, if you would like. Do feel free to hit that like button. It helps us out. Head over to the Lockup Boot blog. Andrew has done a ton of reviews recently, so go and check those out. And obviously you are here on the Boot Wizard channel, so do get subscribed and check out my multitude of sizing based videos that I have done recently.
Oh, thank you,
Tracker, we appreciate you. Thank you very much indeed for that. That is hugely appreciated. Thank you. Justin is upset that we're calling it a night. We've been going
Justin,
an hour and 10 minutes,
you
Justin.
Exactly know.
Like, you knew what was happening. So thank you very much, everybody. Do remember to hit that like button. And I am going to swing this over to members. And I think Andrew has to go watch his son run.
Yep, basically. Eat first.
Members done. Save.
Done. What do I need to do on my end?
You can just close and leave, I think, if you would like.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Thank you.
Pleasure as always, good sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're not here next week, right?
I am.
Oh, you are here. Excellent.
I am, because I'm not going to the Mizuno event.
Sorry, that was that.
Yeah, low blow.
Sorry, accidental low blow. Apologies.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
See you next week.
See you next week, bastard.
Bye.
See if I do anything nice for you again.